Hi, my name is Professor Francis Nnamdi Kwebu, Department of Fine and Applied Arts, Imo State University. We're in the sculpture unit in Imo State University. By my left is...
Yeah, I'm Professor Okechi Dominic Azuike of the Department of Geography and Environmental Management, Imo State University, Owerri, Nigeria. I'm here in the sculpture unit of Department of Fine Arts.
Today, I just have something to ask the two of you.
Okay.
I'm finding this discussion. I walked in on you and I had a very important discussion concerning this particular door that I find interesting and intriguing, with lots of designs imbued with meanings. And I would like to hear what exactly these signs and symbols here that are listed all over this door, what they stand for.
Okay, let's start from this very symbol. This symbol is called Omairu, meaning it's a symbol of good luck. Incidentally, most of our people, the Igbo people, they have these signs from time immemorial, but most people didn't know about that symbol. Some people call it a cult object when they come across it. Like, for instance, Herbert Cole in 1935 with Professor Aniako, they came to study some of these things. They studied everything, but they left these ones because they grouped them as Igbo cult objects. But we are here to explain the meaning, the philology, and the semiotics of these very symbols, because I happen to be a traditional woodcarver that carves deities in the past and belonged to the guild even as a child. So this very symbol, Omiru, the Igbo man use it as symbol for good luck.
Okay.
So they believe that if in life, if things are not actually going well with them, they can go to after consulting the oracle through a diviner, they might come up, go and get Omiru. Who will they meet? They will go to the traditional woodcarver to produce this very small symbol. Get me the smaller version.
So the significance is that it brings good luck.
It brings good luck. They feel with that they will get good luck in whatever they are doing. If you bring it in the other smaller way, look at it again. You will see, you will find it. You will find it almost in every Igbo traditional symbols, even in the internet. But nobody explained them because they still group it as a cult object. But I'm here to explain it for you because as a guild person that belongs to that very cult, then this Omiru is a symbol of good luck. You can find this very symbol. This symbol is called Obesi symbol,
okay,
generally. But Obesi is made up of many psychic forces.
Okay.
One, you see this symbol here is called
Four stripes.
It's called Ezumezu, the 4 market days. Orie Afo Nkwo Eke. It must be complete. That's the symbol of this very symbol. Many people, if you watch the symposium they have in the past in Imo State, they misconstrued this very symbol of Ahejioko to this particular symbol, this very symbol here. This is what they presented, and they called it Ahejioko symbol. This is not a Ahejioko symbol. The real Ahejioko symbol is called Okwa Umuoko. That's the Okwa Umuoko here, which you can find in the Obesi symbol. And that's Okwa Umuoko, which you can still find in the Azu. So, after the Okwa Umuoko, you have this very symbol. You can see up and down, going and up and descending. That zigzag WW form mark. It's called Ukunije. The Igbo man believes that if you have this symbol within your arsenal, you can go for any journey and you come back safely without being attacked or hindered. So it's unhindered progress. Look at the smaller version of it. We have this. If you want this very symbol, at times you can ask them to produce this for you, the Igbo man alone. It's not obviously, but I told you is the configuration.
So what is the significance of this Ukunije?
Ukunije is coming and going.
Okay.
Eja na BCJ in the Igbo language.
Okay.
If you go for a war and come back safely, it means you have a complete success.
Okay.
Because you've gone and you come. But if you go for a war and come back dead,
now
it's not a. So that's why the Igbo produce this particular symbol called Ukunije.
Now let me come to you, Prof.
Yeah.
Now let me come to you. Yeah. Would you classify these symbolism as a kind of language? Do you think it's a language or more of a codes, or signs or symbols? What actually do you think they are?
Well, Prof has already said that they were not actually universals in the Igbo language context per se, because they were more like cult symbols, of which they were expected to serve a certain small group of people in communication. And to that extent, they might not have come into the mainstream in terms of social linguistics as general or generally accepted language.
Okay. Language. Probably shaking his head.
Let me come in from here. It's not necessarily for a smaller group of people. Before Christianity, when you have problem in Igbo land, maybe you've been trying out your hands in different business, they have trade by barter, they go, like some people that are married out to another family and they are having difficulties, even in feeding. When they want to go and inquire to know the cause of their bad luck, why is it that things don't go well with them? And what do? They go to the diviner. And when they get to a diviner, after consulting the oracle, they say, you can enhance it by providing this like this symbol, a Hejioku symbol, they call Okumoko. It's called Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry. With this symbol, if you have livestock, they will not die. Just like the normal this thing. That's why they animize it with rituals. So you go back to your family, the head of the family will pray for you with certain ritual performance. You as the daughter will take this Okomoko. During a Hejioku festival, this is where you kill a cock and sprinkle the blood. That's the old traditional Igbo religion before the advent of Christianity. So it's meant for a wider society. And when you now go for this thing, they will ask you, go and get this Okomoko. And the people that will do it is the traditional wood carvers.
What's the reaction?
Okay, back to the issue of language. You see that these were art forms, or these were maybe ways of communication. And from the look of things, it is not all communications that can be codified as language. Okay, this is supposed to be part of the entire gamut of what Igbos call uli motifs. The question is, are uli motifs actually language in the sense of being formally codified, such that symbols will stand for regular meanings, or are they? Of course, it's not subject to having been alphabetized, or are they? So looking at it generally, perhaps it's a language that suffered a stillbirth. Maybe it's a language that would have evolved, but somehow got truncated along the line and didn't really evolve as a regular language. Now they have stopped at the level of being symbols. If we extend the meaning of language, everything can become language. Like you talk about body language, or you talk about free speech as a form of language. So to that extent, my contention is that the uli motifs are not actually Igbo language in the sense of, let's say, the CBD, which are codified and which have regular symbols that stand for regular meanings. But generally, the Uli motifs are used for decorations, but as language, I don't know about the Uli language. Uli motifs as language.
I would like to ask you this. Are these signs generally accepted across all Igbo areas, or just peculiar to a kind of people? Let me say, like I hear you say Uli. Yeah, which I know. I mean, peculiarity of this, is it just to some people or the general Igbo nation?
See, let me tell you something. It's general to all Igbo. You know now, before now, everybody is talking about when Igbo language will become extinct. Even people in diaspora, they speak Igbo more than the people in Nigeria even. All the children here in Nigeria, they are taught how to speak English. So if you now look, if you place this, juxtapose it with what is happening now, you see that most people cannot really talk about this, but there are still adherents of those that knows it. Even because the traditional religion is still alive today, and they are using it in whatever they are doing. If you go now to Anambra State, for instance, you will see these symbols everywhere. If you go to a real traditionalist, even from the chalk, the white chalk, Nzu, people sign signature. Nzu is not meant for you to sign your signature on the floor. It's meant for you to draw the lines. The lines, those lines, some people will draw this for market days. You see it 1, 2, 3. If you're a juju priest, you draw 8 of it to show that you are not ordinary human being. You draw 8 lines. And if you put a sign across it before you, it means if the person decides to poison you, it means you will not leave that very place. So that's why as you do it, you block that whatever they do to you, you must go unhindered. That is Eja we see. You cannot block yourself. As you draw the line on the floor, those people will know whether you are informed or whether you are not fake. Yes. Because the Igbo say ofeke amarombo awotu kwembo. It's meant ofeke. Atualo omalo atualo ofeke ofenyi sinofia.
Bro, we have a reaction to that.
Yeah, I think he has reinforced the idea that this is cult language. Cult language in the sense that it is for the exclusive use of a certain group. But the quality of a general language is general acceptability, being able to communicate to a diverse, larger group. But whether the symbols are generally known across the entire Igbo land, I think yes, they are generally known. They are more like Igbo universals. Everywhere the Igbo man is, he can reckon with all those symbols. But still as a cult object, yes.
Okay, now I want to ask again. This time around, I'm coming. I see an interesting inscription here. Azu. Igbo carved door, recovering the past. Now my question is, what actually is the artist trying to recover here? Is it the art that is long lost, or the spiritual backing behind it, or something? What is the aim here? What are you trying to recover?
The artist is trying to recover everything, because without the artist, before we started talking about art, history, we know about prehistory. When we use art only to record events or any other thing, it's only after the art, is from those arts. For instance, if you check the Nigerian reservoir of artifacts, you will see a small object like the soldier with a gun. It's a record of Portuguese soldiers by the Benin Guild artist. Now they can use it to teach. Once upon a time, the Portuguese were settlers, and they helped the Queen Idia, okay, to defeat the people of Ida during their war. And that's why the Oba commanded the Guild people to make a symbol of that. If not, there will be no record of those history. Once upon a you certainly look like folklore like that. That the Ada people they were aided by the Portuguese with their guns to surprise the Ada people. It's only that artwork using recording that event that will now that can tell the story. Yeah. Even Nigeria recently they stopped teaching of history. This is what is trying to kill the whole thing about our general being and psyche.
Okay, I would like you to briefly explain these other symbols that I see on this door.
This symbol, as you can see, is called UFO. It's like coffin shape.
What's the significance?
UFO means good luck,
okay,
good reputation.
Okay.
Look at another version of it. You know, they can have it in this. This is the symbol that you put your kola here, the oji. If you have a visitor in your house, you place the kola, then put the nzu here. This very also oji, the alligator pepper.
Okay.
This is what, if you present it to a visitor, you know that you are thinking good about him.
So the visitor sees this as a welcome symbol.
Welcome symbol that you are really thinking good about the UFO. That's why if you have a child, that's why they will give that in names. Nwabuufo.
Okay.
Nwabuufo means this very thing. Okay. That you use that Afonwa Elotanna. It's just all these things are Igbo symbols of Nwabuufo. You get Afonwa Elotanna. So Nwabuufo, then we have Ufoma.
Okay.
When you begin to remember good reputation, which the Igbo man cherish, that you must do something in order to have good reputation.
All right.
That will help you for your suitors. People coming to you, when they start hearing your name, they will want to associate with you.
All right, Prof. I would like you to react to one of these signs here. One of them, I would like you to react to either this or that.
Or this?
Yes. Let's have your reaction.
Yeah, this is the 4 market days. But beyond the 4 market days, 4 stands for a whole lot in Igbo cosmology.
Okay.
So the 4 market days are significant.
Okay.
Because it's not just about the Igbo calendar.
Okay.
It's a way the Igbo structures events.
Okay.
It's a way the Igbo looks at getting and spending.
Yes.
It is a way the Igbo does timing of harvesting and sales.
Okay.
So, and it's a way also the Igbo structures things spatially.
Okay.
Because if a certain village has a certain market, they will need time to spend what they have already bought, and they will need some time to gather what they're going to sell. If there are vegetables in the farm, it will need some time to recover from being harvested before they harvest again. So you don't trade on every day. You trade given at least 4 days for recovery, for you to spend the one you have already bought, and then you adopt market names in such a way that you spatially cover the entire range of towns and cities you have, such that you allow a place to have an Eke market, and there will be no other Eke market around them, so that they will be the only one to sell and buy on the Eke day, and another market will come up somewhere a bit far from them as an Oye market, which is a way the different localities will enjoy some kind of protection on their own market days, and then move over to whoever is producing. Mind you, the different markets areas produce different things.
Yes.
One might be good in clay works, while the other might be good in mat making, given their different geographies. So the different markets adopted by the different communities will be a way to best organize gathering and sales.
Something. You see, in addition, and most importantly, why the Igbos separate the market among it's like what happened in the Berlin Conference when Europe is having conflict on how to partition Africa. They decided to have that Berlin Conference of 1885 so that they will not attack each other.
Have conflicting interests.
Because of interest. So that's why those towns around, each will choose a market day so that there won't be conflict.
Yeah.
Some will choose Afo, some will choose, and it helps them for socialization. This very day on Afo, every other person will come. This year of Afo, any other person will come. You get?
Repeat it.
So they do is just to avoid conflict.
Okay.
That's why, just like the Europe partitioned Africa, so that that Berlin conference, they will not have conflict.
As a way of helping what Prof is saying, imagine if all the 10 villages in a certain area put their market on the K-Day.
Same day.
So there'll be a conflict.
There will definitely be conflict.
If they stagger it, I have a K, you have Oye, and it will give us opportunity. Each one will be able to. There'll be no gluts in the market, and there will always be guarantees that there'll be demand and there'll be supply.
There'll be sales,
so this is a way of demarcating market areas. It's a form of regimentation. It's a form of market segmentation, spatially speaking, geographical market segmentation. That is the significance of adopting that style.
I find these other symbols intriguing. What's that one?
That's the king.
That's the Ikenga spirit. For the spirit.
All right.
We have the humanistic Ikenga, and we have the Ikenga for the spirit, because the spiritual world controls the physical than vice versa. So this one is called Ikenga. And that is what you will see here, this opposite symbol. Look at the symbol in the round. This one is the relief.
Okay.
This one is the relief symbol. But look at the symbol in the round. You can look at it. It's called Ikengawu. Yes. So you can now find the thing repeated here, and as well as in the obviously, look at it. Look at the ear, these two horns.
Yeah, so this is more like symbolizing the Ikenga.
Yeah, Ikenga. They show you that the spiritual world controls the physical. That's why you have all the psychic forces around, and to call it obesi.
Okay, before we go, I would like to ask, are there some significance to all of this?
This one is the galaxy. This one is the galaxy. It's representing, you have different forms of Azu that call, because in any Igbo man's house, where you have the Obi or Obu, you have this by the Okundi Ichie. There's a temple, altar. Behind the altar, you have this very Azu. With opening, there are some, here will be perforated. That is where the spirit moves in and where they go out. We call it Anyamo. That space for the spirit to be moving.
Is it where the people believe?
That's the belief.
That's the belief system.
Yeah, the belief system. And the Ikenga will now stand before the Azu, with the Azu behind. It shows that everything concerning the universe and everything is complete. You can say your prayer. It goes to God straight. That's representing the galaxy. Okay. These are the heavenly bodies.
Finally, who can create this kind of work? Who can craft this? Is it something that any artist can do, or are there special people whose job it is to create this kind of art?
Yeah, we have different categories and classification of artists. About the traditional artists, we have the special people, those that work on cult objects. They are special.
Is there a guild or something?
It's a guild, a special guild that work on cult, and I happen to belong to both. The cult objects and the one for the plastic arts, where you can build masquerades, all those this. Because remember, we don't buy masquerades. The way we marry women is the way you marry masquerade. You pay for masquerade. You don't just go and pay money and collect a mask. It must be ritualized. The way they do the way they do the woman's bride price, that's the way they get masquerade. So masquerade is not an all-commerce affair. So those that work on these deities, or they are special people. But you can join the guild if you have the talent they will produce what they call the Ofodonka.
Okay.
They will introduce you to the Ofodonka guild. That is the god of creativity.
And there are rituals attached to it.
There are rituals.
Okay.
So Ofodonka, so that you will not be harmed by anybody. You can do what.
It's more like an initiation into the guild.
To Ofodonka guild. It's a guild.
All right. I would like to thank you for your time, Prof.
Yeah.
Thank you for honoring us today.
One last thing. I think the last thing Prof said about the guild, it's always about protecting one's trade from outsiders.
Okay.
And whenever that happens, a whole lot of mysticism go in. Mysticism is the Igbo person's way of protecting what he wants to protect from outsiders, to keep it for himself or for the select group.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.